China is the world's largest producer and consumer of frogs. This unique industry has deep cultural and economic roots in the country. Each year, billions of frogs are farmed and eaten across the country. The scale of this operation is truly immense, involving thousands of farms and processing plants. This makes frog farming a major industry in China, supporting countless livelihoods. From small family-run farms to large industrial operations, frog farming is a vital part of the rural economy. Frog legs are considered a delicacy in many parts of China. They are often featured in gourmet dishes and are a staple in many regional cuisines. They're often served in restaurants and homes, cooked in a variety of ways. Whether it's a special occasion or a regular family dinner, frog dishes are enjoyed by people of all ages. From spicy stir-fries to savory soups, frog meat is a common sight on Chinese dinner tables. The versatility of frog meat allows for a wide range of culinary creations. The sheer scale of frog consumption in China is staggering. The logistics of transporting and distributing such a large quantity of frogs is a complex and well-coordinated effort. It's estimated that over 3 billion frogs are eaten every year. This massive demand drives a thriving market, with frogs being sold in markets and restaurants across the country. This demand has led to the development of large-scale, intensive frog farms across the country. These farms use advanced techniques to maximize production and meet the high demand. However, this booming industry isn't without its critics. There are growing concerns about the ethical and environmental implications of such intensive farming practices. Concerns about animal welfare, environmental sustainability, and potential health risks are growing louder. Activists and experts are calling for more regulations and better practices to address these issues. The popularity of frog meat in China is deeply rooted in cultural tradition and practical considerations. For centuries, frogs have been a readily available source of protein, particularly in rural areas. Beyond their nutritional value, frogs also hold a place in traditional Chinese medicine. Certain species are believed to have medicinal properties. Their body parts are used in remedies for a range of ailments. This cultural significance, combined with practical considerations, has fueled the demand for frog meat. This demand has, in turn, led to the industrialization of frog farming in China. However, the increasing demand has raised concerns about the sustainability of frog populations in the wild. This has further fueled the growth of frog farming as a way to meet the demand without decimating wild populations. Frog farming in China is a highly organized and efficient process, designed to maximize productivity and ensure a steady supply of frogs for various markets. It begins with breeding adult frogs in controlled environments, often large concrete tanks or ponds. These environments are meticulously maintained to provide the ideal conditions for breeding. Once the eggs hatch, the tadpoles are transferred to separate tanks or ponds. This separation is crucial to manage their growth stages effectively and prevent overcrowding. Here they are fed a carefully controlled diet to ensure rapid growth. The diet typically includes a mix of nutrients tailored to their developmental needs. The tadpoles undergo metamorphosis, transforming into froglets. This stage is fascinating as they develop limbs and begin to resemble adult frogs. These young frogs are then moved to larger ponds or enclosures. The increased space allows them to grow more freely and reduces the risk of disease. Here, they continue to grow until they reach market size, typically within 6 to 12 months. The growth rate can vary depending on the species and environmental conditions. Throughout their life cycle, the frogs are closely monitored for disease and their growth is carefully tracked. Regular health checks and environmental adjustments are essential to maintain a healthy population. This intensive farming method allows farmers to produce large quantities of frogs for consumption. The efficiency of this system supports the high demand for frog meat in various culinary traditions. However, it has also raised concerns about animal welfare and the potential for disease outbreaks. Ensuring ethical practices and effective disease control measures are ongoing challenges in the industry. Once the frogs reach market size, they are transported to processing plants. This journey is a crucial part of the frog farming industry, ensuring that the frogs are delivered in optimal condition for processing. These plants vary in size and sophistication, but all follow a similar process to prepare the frogs for market. From small, family-run operations to large, industrial facilities, each plant plays a vital role in the supply chain. The process begins with cleaning and stunning the frogs. This initial step is essential to ensure the frogs are handled in a way that maintains hygiene and prepares them for the next stages. This is typically done by placing them in ice water to slow their movements before being slaughtered. The use of ice water is a common method aimed at reducing the frog's stress and making the process more humane. Next, the frogs are skinned and gutted, with the skin often sold separately as a byproduct. This step is labor-intensive and requires skilled workers to ensure the quality of the final product. The edible portions, primarily the legs, are then separated and thoroughly cleaned. This meticulous cleaning process is crucial to meet food safety standards and consumer expectations. Finally, the frog legs are sorted by size, weighed, and packaged for sale. Packaging is done with care to preserve freshness and ensure the product reaches consumers in the best possible condition. They are then shipped to markets and restaurants across China and increasingly to other parts of the world. The global demand for frog legs has been rising, making this a growing industry with international reach. The processing of frogs is a sensitive topic, raising ethical questions about animal welfare. Critics argue that the methods used can be inhumane, sparking debates within the industry and among consumers. The industry faces pressure to adopt more humane methods of slaughter and processing. Innovations are being explored to improve the welfare of frogs, balancing the demands of the market with ethical considerations. Section 5. The environmental cost of frog legs. While frog farming is often presented as a solution to overharvesting wild frog populations, it is not without its own environmental consequences. Intensive frog farming requires large amounts of water and land, putting pressure on local ecosystems. Wastewater from farms can pollute nearby waterways, harming other aquatic life. Furthermore, the frog's diet often consists of commercially produced feed, which can contribute to deforestation and other environmental problems associated with industrial agriculture. The transportation of frogs from farms to processing plants, and then to markets, also generates a significant carbon footprint. As the demand for frog meat continues to rise, it is crucial to address these environmental concerns to ensure the long-term sustainability of the industry. Section 6. Ethical concerns. Can we stomach this? The ethics of frog farming are complex and often debated. Critics argue that confining large numbers of frogs in artificial environments raises significant animal welfare concerns. The conditions in some frog farms can be cramped and unsanitary, leading to stress, disease, and even cannibalism among the frogs. The methods used for stunning and slaughtering frogs are often criticized as inhumane. Furthermore, some argue that it is inherently unethical to raise sentient beings for the sole purpose of human consumption, particularly when their natural lifespan is cut short. These ethical concerns are prompting calls for stricter regulations on frog farming practices to improve animal welfare. Some advocates even argue for a shift towards plant-based protein sources to reduce our reliance on animal agriculture. Section 7. A sustainable future for frog farming. Despite the challenges, there is growing interest in developing more sustainable and ethical practices within the frog farming industry. Some farmers are adopting more spacious enclosures and enriching environments to improve animal welfare. Research is underway to develop more humane methods of stunning and slaughter. Efforts are also being made to reduce the environmental impact of frog farming. This includes developing sustainable feed sources, minimizing water usage, and treating wastewater to reduce pollution. The future of frog farming in China hinges on its ability to address these concerns. Consumers are increasingly demanding ethically sourced and sustainable food choices, and frog farming must adapt to meet these expectations. Section 8. A delicate balance. Frog farming in China is a complex issue with no easy answers. It is a significant source of food and income for millions, but it also raises ethical and environmental concerns. Finding a way to balance the demand for frog meat with the need to protect animal welfare and the environment is crucial. This requires a multifaceted approach involving stricter regulations, innovative farming practices, and increased consumer awareness. Ultimately, the future of frog farming in China depends on the choices made by consumers, farmers, and policymakers alike. It is a delicate balance that must be carefully navigated to ensure a sustainable and compassionate future for both frogs and humans.